What's good, YouTube? It is your girl Jay, BK Syndicates. I am back for Love is Blind Season 6, Episode 1 through 6. I'm doing this now because 7 through 10, I think, just came out yesterday. So I will be doing review for that later on this week. Well, probably by Saturday or Sunday. But let's get right into it because this shit was fucking crazy. I can't really say that this was the most messiest Love is Blind, but this shit definitely gave me something to lick my chops at, though. Because what the fuck? Like, yo, whatever it is that Love is Blind was trying to do with this season is completely, I would say, like the same as season 5. I'm trying to remember what was season 5 again. Season 4 was the Seattle one. Season 5 was the one with Uche. Yes, there we go. And honestly, some of the people on this show, especially the men, they are very, very fucking weird. Okay. And yo, I'll just say this, like, some of the men on this show is very, 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 very weird. Speaking of weird, let's start off with actually this boy right here, Matthew. Yo, Matthew is fucking weird. And I'm so glad that AD didn't get with Matthew or didn't continue falling for the bullshit, because from the jump, I can tell that Matthew was full of bullshit. Soon he sat down. And when in his confessional, when he was talking about how he's not really good with first impressions and he doesn't really know how to talk to people, I was thinking to myself, like, how the fuck are you going to be on this show if you don't know how to, like, properly have goddamn manners? He even walked out on, I think it was Sarah Ann, one of the girls, and when he was answering them a question, he had like a whole shitload of list of questions that he wanted to ask the females, but then soon the females started asking him questions. He didn't want to say shit. So I don't know. He's weird as fuck. I was shocked that 80 was. I was really shocked that 80 was so interested in Matt. Matt, when I look at Matt, he gives off JP vibes from season 4. He just gives off Matt vibes. Like, he's just very weird. He tries to act like he's this shy ass motherfucker. He tries to act like, he's this small town dude and he's learning things as it goes. And, sorry if I'm rude, but it's just from where I was, how I grew up and where the place I was raised. This makes me who I am. But that's not a goddamn excuse for what the fuck he ends up doing to AD. And then another girl, which, what's her name? Let me make sure. Her name is Amber. So Amber, because AD's name is also Amber as well, but he was talking to Amber and AD at the exact same time, and he was literally telling them the exact same shit about how he wanted to meet their parents, how he would just leave with them right now if they said yes, this bullshit, that bullshit, a whole ton of bullshit. And it really, from the jump, I knew that something was off with Matt. Like, he was giving off this type of energy. He wouldn't even talk to none of the men in the pods. Like, none of the men would even fuck with him. I didn't see, like, from episode 1 through 6, I never saw the men really like engage with Matt like that, because he was just a weirdo the whole entire time. And I was so shocked that 80 was so interested in what Matt had to say, because he wasn't really giving up anything of substance except for, like, where he grew up and how he was raised. He didn't seem interesting to me. So it was and then for him to do that bullshit to that woman on goddamn Black History Month. This is Black History Month. And he's out here playing a fine-ass chocolate sister like freaking AD. You got to be out your goddamn mind thinking that you was going to be out here playing this woman like that. And the number one thing is, when AD caught him in his lie, when AD caught him saying that, I saw another woman, that you said the exact same shit to. He said, "Oh, Amber." She's like, "Yeah." And then this motherfucker want to try and play, "Oh, don't give up on me." Like some of the things, like the things that I said to her wasn't as deep as how I said it to you and everything. And I was like, "Oh wow, he's one of those." Oh, don't nothing that I said to her was really that serious. What I said to you means more. But trust me, believe me. Then he had the nerve to talk about America is watching. What the fuck does America got to do with how the fuck you're treating these women, acting like, if it kind of felt like he was like testing to see which one would stay after they found out what happened. Amber, poor girl, that bitch, after she found out what Matt did, her ass was gone. She was out. Okay, she was fucking done. She did not want anything to do with the experiment. She didn't want nothing to do with Matt. She didn't want to continue on. Like Matt fucked up that woman's experience. It's a good thing that AD was talking to another guy, which is, her new boo. And let's get into them, since this is going to be, because Matthew is basically the catalyst that starts off, that brings, I think, AD and Clay together. This is AD and Clay. AD and Clay, they're a cute little black couple that we like to see, black love. But yeah, AD and Clay, they're cute. AD is thick as fuck. That's a fine ass black woman right there. That woman is fine. Okay. Clay, that's a lucky ass nigga right there. Like, son. And I get it. Like, I don't, just like how he didn't want to subjectify her. I'm not trying to subjectify, but when I see a beautiful black woman, shit, I see a beautiful black woman. And that's what he knows too. When he first met her too, he saw all that ass. Okay. That ass was sleek down, fitting. Shit, it was hugging. The dress was hugging the curves, right? That bitch is stacked as a fucking pound. That's a hippo body right there. That's a stallion butt right there. That bitch is. Ooh. Anyways, Amber, AD, and Clay, they ended up, getting to know each other in the past, and they start really feeling each other and everything. Really, like, until like I think like episode 3, like they were good until Clay said some bullshit about how looks matters to him, and how he really wants to how he's worried about how meeting AD and making and feeling like he's not going to be attracted to her if he sees her. And that kind of throws AD off, because she's just like, this, you're missing the whole entire point of this goddamn experience. What the fuck is you doing? If that's all you really came here for, then you should never be on this goddamn show. Maybe you should have gone on Perfect Match, or go on, the other show that I just started doing on, called Thruple to Couple. Y'all need to go and watch that shit on Peacock. This this Love is Blind, like Love After Lockup, all these shows that I talk about is nothing compared to what they got on Couple to Thruple. It is the most messiest, most, I think, like I said, the queer ultimatum to part 2 with the queer ultimatum, when they were showing all them doing all that freaky shit, is nothing compared to what the fuck you see on Couple to Thruple. They show ass, titties, everything. And this is a Peacock show, okay? Y'all need to go watch it. But continue on. He ends up, fucking up with AD in that manner, because she feels like, he's all about looks and everything. So she decides that maybe, she might try and see what happens with Matt. But at the time with Matt, that's when she ends up finding out from Amber that Matt told her the exact same thing that he told her. So now she's pissed off. She confronts Matt. Matt does all that bullshit about how America's watching and how don't give up on me and all that shit. And nothing that he said to Amber really he didn't mean it as much as he meant it with her, which is some bullshit. However, Clay ends up the next day, he ends up apologizing, and he realizes that, what he said was really fucking dumb and can really fuck up his chances with AD, and he apologizes, and they try to get on a good path. However, this is when AD tells Clay that she's been talking to Matthew, and Clay and Clay was so fucking shocked, because because he had to remember who Matthew is, and then he was like, "Oh shit, you're talking to that guy?" He's like, "What the fuck does that guy?" Clay has a complete freak out, because he's like, yo, like you're talking to that fucking weirdo, like it's, and you can see that it was a blow to his ego because he don't see Matthew as competition and everything. And he never looked at Matthew as competition. He always looked at Matthew as a fucking crazy ass weirdo. So hearing that the shorty that he's interested into, that he wants to fuck with, is saying that she has a connection with Matt, it takes a blow to his ego because he's like, whoa, like what the fuck what the fuck does he got that I don't got, that's got you so interested in him like that? And he freaks out on her, and he tells her that I'll talk to you tomorrow or shit, and we'll see where my head is at and all that. And he leaves AD devastated because AD's just like, whoa, like damn, like am I making a mistake with him? Am I making a mistake with Matthew? And that's when the next day, her and AD and Clay, they come back. He talks about it. He apologizes for not, being more supportive of her when she was telling him about what Matt did to her, and he is really sure that he wants to be with AD and everything, but he's still a little bit hurt that is Matthew of all people that has AD flustered like this. Go back to Matthew. Look, we go back to Matt. Oh God, like he's so goddamn just he's a yikes. It's a no for me. It's a no for me, sis. Like, look, like like Matthew, she literally lets Matthew know that she ain't falling for the bullshit. She ain't fucking with it. And Matthew's like, fuck it. I guess I'm out and I'm gonna go. And then he storms back in the house and back in the men's quarters, talking about, I'm gonna go after Amber then. I'm like, wow, he didn't give two fucks. That's the reason why he was there juggling. That's the reason why he was telling both women the exact same shit, and both of them were falling for it. And he was just now playing testing to see who was gonna stay. But I'm guarantee you, he probably don't even know that Amber is also aware, and that bitch is gone too, bitch ass. So Clay and old girl, she is now, her and Clay, AD and Clay, he proposes to her. They meet up with each other. They're kissing. They're doing a thing. I think that they're attracted to each other, but we have to see what goes on with more of the episodes. And then they go off into their little thing, do their shit. And yeah, I like AD and Clay. They are, I think, I would say not the strongest couple. I would say that would be Kenneth and old girl. What is her name? Lord. Kenneth and Brittany. Since then, let's just get into Kenneth and Brittany. Honestly, like Kenneth and Brittany, like they seem to be the strongest couple. The only like adversity right now that's going on in between the relationship is the fact that he's black and she's white, and they have to balance that out now because interracial couples, they have a little bit more there's more problems in that type of part of basically cultures coming together and clashing. So I don't really like, I am Brittany and Kenneth, like they both are into the Lord. Amen. Praise God and all that. And they are a pretty solid couple. I don't really have much really too much badness to say about Kenneth and Brittany because they didn't really like introduce us to Kenneth and Brittany until like episode 3, like till episode 3 or 4. Like we didn't even get to know shit about them really like that, except for like, they both are into educational studies with children. And I think, well, he's a principal and she's a teacher or some shit, or an instructor for kids. And that's basically it, that we really know so much about Kenneth and Brittany, and that they both love the Lord and all of that. And a little backstory is that, Brittany shares the same birthday as her mother because her mother lost a twin sister, and she ended up being born the same day that the mom, and basically being born the same day as her mom now. So now her mom shares the same birthday as her daughter, so that I guess she doesn't feel alone and everything. But with Kenneth, like, yeah, he didn't really we didn't really get like a deeper dive with them as much as like we were getting more with AD and Clay, um Jimmy and Chelsea and Jessica, the story with Amy and Johnny. So let's get into the couple that I am very like interested in, because this thing is really crazy to me, because these two, I don't see how the fuck it's going to work. I don't see how it's going to happen. Like, this is another like Chelsea and Jimmy. He also gives off JP vibes. Like, clearly, Jimmy is not attracted to Chelsea, but also I feel like it's because, well, Chelsea, let's just skip into their shit. Chelsea has been telling a lot of the men in the pods that she looks like Megan Fox. And I want to be, I don't want to clown the woman on her looks, but she does not look anything to Megan Fox. That was a bold-faced lie, okay? It like she's giving off like she looks like, it's like she like, I said that before, she looks like Natalie Nunn, okay? A white version of Natalie Nunn. And I'm just like, now I can't unsee it, because now I'm looking at her at this picture. She looks like Natalie Nunn. And some of y'all probably don't even know who fuck Natalie Nunn is, but she, maybe I could find a picture of her real fast and everything. But yeah, like she looks like Natalie Nunn, like the chin, the big ass forehead. Like, now she looked like that. Even if my name was Natalie Nunn, you bitches still couldn't check. Yeah, she do look like Natalie Nunn. Like, god damn. Fuck it. She looked like Natalie Nunn, but one thing I have to say is her lying, because she was there talking to another guy at the time that she was fucking with Jimmy. And actually, like, when I looked at this dude, the dude that she was talking to, Trevor, when I looked at Trevor, right, Trevor literally was giving off like this is Trevor. Like, and he's a buff dude and everything. He's now, he's a good looking dude and everything. But Trevor, dead ass, he gave me 243. He looks like the brother of 243. Look at him. They both got mullets. He looked like Steven. He looked like Steven's buff brother or something. And I couldn't stop the resemblance. I'm like, he looks like, I was like, damn, he looked like 243. Or he looked like he could be related to 243. I'm like, and I remember, this is Netflix. Netflix hires a lot of people who are kind of related to each other. And I would not be surprised if him and him were related in some type of way, like they're cousins or something, or he's like the younger brother of him or some shit, and he's just more buffer and lean. But both of these dudes is buff ass niggas anyway. So yeah, she was talking to Trevor. Trevor seemed to be more interested in Chelsea. He didn't give a fuck about her looks or anything. When she told Jimmy that she looks like Megan Fox and everything, his eyes was ecstatic, because his mind went to places that men who want to fuck Megan Fox would do. So he was so interested in trying to figure out and trying to find out and everything, what if she really looks like Megan Fox. So that's the reason why he was then starting to like go downplay and stop fucking with this girl here, which her name is Jessica, which I say she's a baddie. She's a baddie. I like, in the comparison, not in the comparison between Chelsea and Jessica. One looks better than the other, and it's not the one that he picked, okay? And literally, like, him and Jessica, he literally, Jimmy, he stops fucking with Jessica because clearly she tells him that she has a 10-year-old daughter. And right then and then, he should have let that bitch know, oh, it's a no for me. I don't like women with kids, but he still continued talking to her. So it was like, why would you, if you knew that you really didn't want to fuck with her, why continue pursuing and letting her think that you two might have something in the future? And Jimmy is really fucked up for that. Like, he's extremely, that was fucked up on his part to even be thinking that he can do some bullshit like that. I was literally just watching, like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And instead of her like crying and everything and doing all that, she knows that Jimmy's not gonna pick her, and she goes to fuck off on him, and she lets him know. And I'm just gonna paraphrase what she said. The bitch, like, you're going, when you see me and when you ever get a chance to see me in person, your mouth is going to drop, because me compared to the bitch that you picked, your mouth will drop to the floor. You're going to need an EpiPen when you done when you see me, motherfucker, because I am better than that bitch that you picked, and you're gonna see that you made the wrong choice, and I'm just gonna be looking at you laughing like, look at you with that long chin ass hoe. All right, so yeah, like, I'm just like, yo, Jimmy really thought that he was getting Megan Fox, and yo, when Jimmy saw her, when they finally met up with each other, when Jimmy saw her, Jimmy was dead ass looking just like how my avatar look. He was dead ass just like, oh, okay. And like, he saw the chin, he looked at her clothes, he saw all the makeup, he saw that big ass forehead, and he was heated, son. Like, and if anyone knows that if someone has to constantly say, I'm happy, yes, I'm happy, yes, I'm extremely happy with you, yes, I'm happy that this is, he's not happy. And I think that's what a lot of times, when he kept on saying that he's happy, he was trying to convince himself that, yes, she's not good looking, but she treats me right. So I can try and get past her looks. But I feel like, yes, to him, like he said in one of his confessional, attraction is also a part of a relationship to him. And he's not attracted to her. Like, he's not attracted to her. The fact that he even, like, when all of the couples got a chance, when the meetup and everything at the beach, and they're all chilling, he starts talking about how stacked AD is. And like, yes, AD is stacked, but nigga, that you're literally right in front of your future wife talking about how another woman is stacked up and everything. Yo, he was wild. I think it was the alcohol. I think it was the liquor. The liquor had to been swirling through Jimmy that night, because yo, that was like the number, the first time we saw him, like, literally, like, start treating her like shit and not give a fuck, because he was like, literally, he didn't seem like he cared that she was there. He didn't seem like he gave a fuck about her feelings. He didn't seem like he really, like, truly, like, noticed that she was even going off by herself. He just was like, fuck it, like, I guess I'm here now, and then I guess I got no other choice but to be with this bitch. And I feel like that was the real Jimmy that we were seeing. Like, he was looking at all the other women and looking at them like, damn, like, all these other women are fucking pretty, and I'm stuck with long crater face. So, he was fucked. Like, he felt, he probably was there like fuck, like, and got too drunk, got too saucy, and now that's how he was acting. But she then, tries to, let him know that he hurt her feelings when he said all that stuff, and how he was acting, and how he wasn't comforting to her and everything. And he's trying to do everything to, like, make it seem like she's crazy, or that, he felt like, well, we're so good in our relationship that I just felt like I didn't have to be around you or do everything for you that night. And she was like, well, all the other couples were all kissing and all over each other and everything, and you didn't even touch me, not even once or anything. And he was like, for real, he just dead ass didn't give two fucks. Like, and honestly, and he was like, to the point that this bitch ended up apologizing first. Why are you apologizing, Chelsea? And it shows me that, Chelsea is probably aware that has self-esteem issues, and finally feels like she's not as beautiful as, she makes herself out to be. and putting up Megan, putting yourself up to a comparison to Megan Fox. And also, I want people to be true, to be real. Like, if the Megan Fox is a badass bitch, Chelsea, she's cute, she's beautiful in her own way, but she's not compared, she's not up to Megan Fox. This ain't no fucking way. And if people would be more real with each other, with themselves, and be like, okay, I'm not really a 10 or a 9, but at least I'm a good 6, 7 and everything. And people would be more honest, instead of then having to get their feelings hurt by other people that basically tell them, well, you're a fucking hit, okay? Like, you're a fucking hit. You look like a train hitter, okay? Anyways, her and Jimmy, let me see, Chelsea and Jimmy, and that is all that I really have for Chelsea and Jimmy. I just feel like Jimmy is not fucking attracted to her. He's doing all that he can to try and make himself attracted to her. He keeps telling everyone that he's happy, that their relationship is damn near perfect, which no relationship is perfect, which is showing me that he's just doing whatever he can to just keep the chains rolling. But yeah, I don't know. Jimmy, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch 7 through 10 to see when he meets up with Jessica, and then he sees how bad of a bitch she is, and he's now like trying to scramble, trying to figure out a way if he can try to dump Chelsea's ass somewhere off. Like, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but that's what the whole point of this whole entire show is about. Is messiness, messiness, messiness. That's all that they fucking do here. They're messy as fuck. All right. So let's get into our next couple, which is Jeremy and Laura. Honestly, we didn't get introduced to Jeremy and Laura not till like what, episode 2 or 3? I think it was 3. And honestly, throughout like most of those episodes, Laura was a chatty bitch. That was a chatty catty right there. That bitch is a talker, okay? And that bitch, clearly you can't tell her shit, because she goes and starts running to the other bitches and start telling them shit and all that. That's how poor Jessica found out that Jimmy was picking Chelsea, because Laura went and started spilling the beans and shit, because Chelsea told her that Jimmy said that he loved her. And when she told that to Jessica, that bitch broke the fuck down crying. So Laura, that bitch is a gossiper. That's a gossiping ass white woman right there. So we don't really know too much about Laura and Jeremy. Like, they're like the couple to me that's a bit like, they're boring to me. Honestly, they're boring to me because they're not interesting. They don't have anything that's interesting about them. They talk about some shit in the pods, then they meet up. She thinks that he's handsome, he thinks that she's beautiful, and then they go on into the little resort and everything to have fun and all that. The only issue that those two ended up having was when he ended up exposing a joke that Laura said to him about bean dip, and how he was supposed to like smack AD's titty and everything, and he told AD, which then ended up kind of pissing off AD, because AD thought that was rude that she would tell him to do that. But Laura was like, it was just a joke. It was literally a non-serious joke that I was not expecting him to actually go say it or actually try and go do it. It was literally nothing of that. And he made it more than it was. And that's when, they get into an argument over it, and he goes and sleeps on the couch, and she goes sleep, and he basically gives her the silent treatment because he fucked up. Like, I don't know how the fuck you mad at her because she told a joke, because she told you a joke in privacy that you went exposed to people and opened up your big ass mouth and almost caused some issues that probably would have had Clay knock you the fuck out if you would have tried that shit with his lady. So I'm glad that you didn't even try to do no goddamn beat dip or even make a close as beat dip. I think honestly he should just shut the fuck up and everything, and they would have got no argument. And honestly, those two would have been the couple I would have been like, okay, they're like the most non-problematic couple right now and everything. But right now is Kenneth and Jesus. See, it's all these women. Kenneth and Brittany. Amy and Johnny, Jeremy and Laura, 80 and Clay. Um, yeah, they're okay. Let's talk about Amy and Johnny. And that is going to be, and this those two will be our last couple, I believe, that I talked about. Yes. So Amy and Johnny, I think Amy and Johnny, like I said, they will be probably like number one in couples that are like having no issues at all right now, which is fine. So they'll be number one. And then, I think Kenneth and Brittany will be number two. Then it will be Jeremy and no, actually, first off, no. Amy and Johnny, I would say I would say AD and Clay, but they're having some issues right now from what I was watching from episode 6. Like he still has some issues that needs to be dealt with and everything. But they otherwise than that, like they don't argue or anything. So I would put AD and Clay as number 3, Kenneth and Brittany number 2. So it'd be Amy and Johnny, Kenneth and Brittany, AD and Clay, Jeremy and Laura, and then Chelsea and Jimmy. Chelsea and Jimmy seems to be the most problematic couple right now. And I don't know, Kenneth and Brittany, there's probably going to be some stuff brewing there because of what they showed us in the preview for season 6, for episode 7, I mean. And where they seem like they're going to end up having some clashes, and especially with their, because some bullshit really ends up happening. I'm really not too sure. But Chelsea and Jimmy, yeah. But as Amy and Johnny, those two are the ones that end up like talking to each other. They're basically like from say season 5, they're basically like season 4. They're like what's the black couple name? Them. And they've been talking to each other from the jump. Like they have not talked to anybody else but each other. So they end up picking each other. They meet up with each other and they like what they see. And they're just very goofy and funny. Like I don't have anything like they're not arguing, they're not having any issues, they're not like they're communicating well with each other, and they're just like ready to see what the next step is. The only thing is like they're just boring. Like they don't really have anything interesting going on between them. At least with like 80 and Clay, like they're still having personality clashes with each other, trying to figure out each other, and they're still trying to figure out how to navigate with each other. These two just seem like, well, we are together, we are a perfect match, and like it seems like everything's going smooth sailing for them. And it's like, like, okay, I guess you two are a good thing, so I don't think we need to follow them as a storyline. I'm just very like, okay, maybe we're gonna see more shit happen between in 7 through 10. But Amy and Johnny, they are the least interesting couple that I want to watch. When I see them come on, like me and my girlfriend, even when they come on, we're like, well, let's just skip forward through them because like clearly there's no issues with these two. We'll literally just skip forward through their shit because they're not interesting. And then I be waiting for freaking Chelsea and Jimmy to get back on because you can see that nigga lying to this bitch crazy. Like he be lying to her, trying to make it seem like she knows, like Chelsea knows that he's not interested in her. Like Chelsea knows, she fucking knows that he doesn't fuck with her, and she be asking him too. She be asking him all the time, like, is there anything else that you have an issue with me with? Is there something wrong with me? She always asks him. He's like, no, you're perfect, you're beautiful, and he tells her all this bullshit, and like you can see it, like he's lying to this bitch, and like he does. I don't know why he can't just come clean and tell her that he's not attracted to her. It just feels like he doesn't want to be the bad guy. And like I said, he gives off JP vibes because that's how JP acted with old girl, and that bitch was bad as shit. Like she was way past his league for him to be even acting like that. Jimmy is not even that good looking his damn self for him to be acting like Chelsea's an ugly bitch. Like she ain't. She's not an ugly bitch, but you know, she ain't top bad bitch in the goddamn world, but she ain't no ugly bitch. She just got a long chin. That's it. And maybe a big, probably a shiny forehead, but that's all. Like I don't see nothing wrong with her. But he like acts like this, like he the way how I see him sometimes, like looking at her sometimes, or when she's like telling him like I don't think that you're really as attracted to me, and he looks at her like it's weird. Like Jimmy is a weirdo. Just tell the woman that you're not feeling her like that so that she can move on. Like you fucked up this woman's chance because she had a chance to be with goddamn with Trevor. I'm sorry, not with Trevor. Trevor would have probably appreciated her more, and she probably would have liked Trevor a whole lot more than she liked him. This nigga is stacked with muscles. Okay, that nigga is have big buff ass muscles. That nigga is a bodybuilder type style dude. She would have loved her some Trevor, and he seems to be a whole lot taller than Jimmy anyway. So I know that, and she literally broke that poor man's heart, and he was so upset that he said, "I don't even want to go out right now and face the boys. I shouldn't be in here to get some time to myself, but you can get the fuck on out and everything." And she went the fuck on out, and that was that. And that's the last time we saw of Trevor. And that shit is wild. I will be doing episode um 7 through 10. It was coming up really, really soon and everything. I can't wait. I can't wait for this bitch to come out. So I can't wait for this bitch to come out and he see this bitch and he don't even know what the fuck to say. And I can't wait because he probably thinks that he can get a chance with her. And I know that she's gonna fucking she's going to destroy him especially if she gets to see him in person. She's probably gonna be like, yup, I'm going to roast him. She like because he don't want to fuck with her all because she got a child. Okay. But mind you, Chelsea used to be married. She's a divorcee. Now I'm not saying that both women are that means something and that he should divorce is bad, but he literally was trying to make it seem like he was so interested in her and that he was ready to take on the challenge of being a step pappy when he knew he was fucking lying to this woman this whole entire time. I don't trust niggas that can lie to bitches like that. So he only reason he's able to lie like this is because he's behind a goddamn wall. I don't trust motherfuckers like Jimmy. He's weird. Like he's weird just like Matthew. And can't trust them. You can't trust dudes that act like that. Weird. Yeah, y'all, and we are done with season episode 1 through 6. I do appreciate you guys for comment and subscribing. I am gonna be coming back with more stuff. 90 Days Fiance is still coming up. I am doing episode 17 is in the works right now, and then I know that episode 18 is coming out Sunday. I was a little bit confused on the when the shows come out. Now I am caught up, so now I know that 90 Day Fiance, it comes out every Sunday, I believe. So that, and I'm just going to just continue grinding and doing all that I can. I thank you guys so much. 7 through 10 will be coming out very, very soon, very, very shortly. I do hope that you guys do like the new style that I'm trying to do right now. My editing software is fucking up right now, so I'm doing this in this type of style right now. Hopefully you guys like it. I do appreciate it, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.